It's Brainwash with Dr. Tom and Guitar Picks with Eric Perrotti, Guitarese.
That's by Roy Smeck.
Roy Smeck.
Known as the Wizard of the Strings, and he literally was. His recordings, I think, go back to the teens. The one that, the Guitarese, I think the recording you have is probably from 1931 or so. But his influence on me was not just the guitar. He was an amazing, amazing guitar player. Only died a few years ago. And he great guitar player. Also, one of his passions was slide guitar. But more like Hawaiian with a touch of jazz, or jazz with a touch of Hawaiian guitar. And banjo and ukulele. He was really the pioneer of overdubbing, not Les Paul, except we almost never give him the credit for that. He was, although Les Paul's form of overdubbing was eventually one machine could do it all, but Roy Smeck would do it with several machines, with records, to record himself playing something as it's playing back to record something else with it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're talking back in the 20s. And he even did this with film eventually, himself and himself and himself, playing all the parts, and you could see this, and there are movies that exist where you can find this. But he was an amazing ukulele player, and for those of you who think the uke is just an instrument that you do things like... Well, obviously you can do that, but in his day it was a pretty serious vaudeville instrument, and he could do some very interesting gymnastics on it. One thing that I've actually got video clips of him doing is right hand tapping on the instrument, which is, you know, this which is very difficult on a uke, but on a guitar I can actually do that. But this is what everybody thinks Eddie Van Halen invented, anyway. But Guitarese, a snippet of it that I can play on ukulele is like. And there you go, yeah. So yeah, he encouraged me to play the ukulele. Maybe that's not such a good thing. No, I really get a kick out of the uke, and if we have time, you might even hear another uke song, because it's the next one on the list.
Yeah. Great segue, all right.
Isn't that neat? Yeah. I planned it that, no, I actually didn't plan it that way, just how did it work out?
Now, you have a collection of ukuleles too, right?
Yeah, I got about 36, I believe.
Where does it stop?
Well, see, the greatest thing about ukuleles, okay, we had a uke room in our home. And when we decided to adopt our daughter, that uke room became her bedroom. And so I had to turn my studio into a lot of slashes. Studio / uke room / library, you know, whatever. But that was when I probably only had about 30 ukes. Now, probably 25, actually. But the great thing about ukuleles, you know, as opposed to maybe guitars, is how they blend in with the woodwork. I could come home with 5 tonight and they could go unnoticed, you know. Especially in a room of 36. Who's counting, right? So, and they're so tiny. I mean, it's like, this is actually a big uke, and it's, you know, it's probably all of 24 inches in length, if it's even that much. I doubt it's even that long. I've never actually measured it. But anyway, but I think if you treat them well, I mean, you can get some amazing chords, and I've actually done some. That's Bach, you know, on ukulele, Bachalele.
So, honey, I shrunk my guitar.
That's what I usually tell the students. I say, see, I put it in the dryer again. Came out small, but anyway.